It is Friday around 2:30 and I just got back from work and I'm just sitting outside on the balcony starting this new book by Clarice Lispector, a Brazilian author, and I found out about this book through watching Earthling Z. She has a lot of positive things to say about her writing, and then I looked it up and it said to start with Hour of the Star. You can't come up here. No. I also kind of feel like these glasses are ridiculous, but I don't own other glasses right now besides these, so we're gonna work with them. I'm very lucky to be able to have summer Fridays because I do work in the office 5 days a week, so it's kind of like my one time I get to be home in the quietness during the week, and I'll be very sad when it's over at the end of summer, but I usually do try to go home early on Fridays regardless of summer Fridays. So yeah, I'm sitting out here starting this book. I just finished Demon Copperhead by Barbara. I don't know, I'll put the name up here. And honestly, I really didn't like it. I almost DNF'd it, but I kept going because I'm literally, actually I didn't finish it. I'm on the last chapter. There's nothing in it for me anymore. It's a story of this young, oh my god, I like the lanternfly. I'm gonna go kill it. Okay, it's officially the season of lanternflies. They are everywhere, unfortunately, and so you just have to watch out for them. I mean, they don't do anything. They're just kind of like nasty and bad for the environment, so you do kill them when you see them. As I was saying, I just finished Demon Copperhead, which I really didn't like. I'm sure some people really like it, and I know my friend recommended it to me, but it was just really, really long, and like I didn't feel like there was a story. All of the characters were unlikable. There was just like so much death. The way it was written, I don't know, I just didn't like the way it was talked about very much. It was very like casual, and yeah, I just didn't like it. I don't really have the words for it. It just wasn't my kind of story, and I'm now just starting the Clarice Lispector kind of stories. These are really short, so it should only take me like the weekend to get through. And I'm sitting out here and I just journaled a little bit. I used the Muji, just like plain ones. As you can see, sometimes I'll like glue things in them. These are just personal journals and reflections for myself and myself only. It's usually just a stream of consciousness, and I very rarely like am careful about what I say. It's really just for my mental health to like wake up and put things somewhere. I'm not in therapy, so it is pretty much like my personal therapy. I am really grateful to have my balcony to be able to sit on and just like relax at the end of the day. This is middle of summer Fridays. And yeah, I just like to use this time to like decompress from the week and I don't know, maybe get like a fun little beverage. I think that's what I'm gonna do now. I haven't had the best year of reading. I've fallen into a few slumps with specific books, but I'm trying to change genres now a bit just because I've fallen into this pattern of reading like trauma porn. It's like The Great Alone, honestly Demon Copperhead, and then there was one other one, I forget the name, but I'll put it here. And I think it's just not really serving me right now. I'm really trying to read a bit more intentionally. Like I really want to read some authors that have like a type of writing. You know, I want to expand my vocabulary. I want to challenge myself a little bit, and a book like this is probably more likely to do that. So that's kind of my neck where I'm going with my reading right now. I'm just going to enjoy being outside a little bit with my book and my journal, and I leave my phone inside when I do this because it is very easy to play the scrolling game and to get carried away, which I'll admit, like, that's probably the first thing I'll do when I get home is like be like, oh my gosh, my brain, and then kind of decompress like that. But I'm really trying not to do that. I've done a really good job of not doing that at night. It's usually like an after work thing because I started charging my phone not outside of my room, which I probably could, but I don't. But I do have an alarm clock, like a old clock radio. I don't know what brand it is, but it's pretty cute. It's like old school and it plays radio, and what I like to do at night is turn on the radio and then read in bed, and I feel like a kid again. I feel like, well, I didn't really have that when I was a kid, to be honest, but I feel like I'm in a 90s movie because I was a 2000s kid. So that's kind of fun, and it just like keeps me on my phone, and it keeps like the bedroom pretty peaceful, and that's been really nice just to have the alarm clock and setting a bit more boundaries with the phone. I know everyone's doing this right now. It's like everything's analog, but yeah, I just got the alarm clock for like $30 on eBay, and it's been kind of life-changing since I've started using it. It's much less likely for me to be in bed on my phone, and the reasons I'll sleep in are just because I'm a little tired, which is totally normal and fine. So that's been good. I'm gonna go decompress a little bit, and then I'll see you when I make my fun drink. Quality might be bad because I'm on my phone because my camera just died, but for the drink, we're going to do some Rebel and Fizz. A while ago, my husband made us some of this like healing tonic, so I froze it. So it's like ginger, turmeric, ooh, and so I'm gonna put some of those in. And 2 little mint leaves. Voila. Cheers. Actually, we're going to the office and put on a CD. Here is what we're working with today. We've got Birth of Cool, Miles Davis, which might be best because I kind of want to read in here. And then for a little bit of like Friday fun, David Bowie. I kind of want to read though, so I think I'm gonna let's do Birth of Cool. We were all born cool. If anyone wants to know a little bit about my husband and I, we're collectors. We have collections. Husband's hockey jersey collection, books, CDs, you name it, Pokemon. It's a little bit of a mess in here. Also, my friend started growing plants with her garden. It's a hydroponic light, and she gifted me this tomato plant, which isn't doing very well because I have a terrible green thumb. But I got inspired from her and I planted some seeds. One of these is basil and the other one is dino kale. We'll see if they survive, but they're growing. I'm now journaling a little bit. Do you ever get gifted something random and then it's still in your possession years later and you're like, wow, I've taken really good care of that thing? This is mine. This is LOLOL, I think, in Korean. And my old manager, who I adore, brought it back for me from Korea. And I've just taken such good care of it. It's just stuck with me. And I love writing with it. It's pretty good. Wow, I lied. It actually just ran out of ink. Can you believe that? What a coincidence. I am going to quickly do a little bit of makeup. I really don't do very much. But I have one more errand that I would like to do. But I honestly have a headache. So it might be a tomorrow thing. And I might use my summer Friday for what I'm meant to do, which is relax. I feel like when we work corporate, there is a lot of pressure to like use, oh my god. Okay, I feel like on camera it just looks a lot worse. Anyways, I think that in corporate, when we do have time off, there's a lot of pressure to use that time wisely and make the most of it, and sometimes you just need to take a breath because you are 8 hours a day working, being around people who you're not choosing to be around, and it can be really taxing. Relaxing to me just looks like anything where we can turn our minds off, preferably away from screens. I know everybody's version of relaxation is different. Mine, I feel my best when I shut down everything, and even reading sometimes is too taxing, but listening to music, laying down, taking some deep breaths, petting my dog, cuddling my dog, those are all very relaxing things to me. But relaxing is different to everybody. You can do a loved one on the phone or in person, doing a craft, one that's like not too consuming, like maybe drawing a little bit or like doodling. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. I like looking at magazines or children's books because they're really easy, obviously, to read, and it doesn't feel like too much pressure either. Sometimes when I'm reading like Clarice Lispector, I feel like pressure to take notes, or some other book. I love like a romance novel to relax to. Sometimes writing can be relaxing, but it can also be taxing. If you're like feeling under the weather and you're lying on your couch, you got your blanket, and you put a movie on that you haven't seen before, or like a new TV show, that is peak relaxation. I just realized that I never showed the addition to my art collection, and this is such a gorgeous piece of art that my dad bought for me at an art fair. It's so beautiful, the shading and the textures that the artist was able to perceive in this painting is so interesting, and I love waking up to it. A few books that are on my TBR this summer. I'm kind of a slow reader, so I don't expect to get through all of them, but I just wanted to share a few. So the first two I didn't get in Japan, but I got inspired by Japan. The first one is Strange Houses. The other one is Godzilla. I've just never read Godzilla, and I love the movies, so I thought this would be a really cool one. I also love this cover and the artwork. The next one is one that my dad got me last summer. It's called The Hungry Ocean. It's about a fisherwoman. Okay, I don't really know, but I'm pretty sure she's like iconic in the fisherman space.
to you.